NSDL e-governance has developed an ASP solution for dealers, tax return preparers and facilitation centers. It is an online GST returns filing portal. Today we'll take you through the demo of this solution. But the first and the foremost step is to enroll for this facility. For enrolling, you need to visit our website, that is www.nsdlgst.co.in. Once you go to our website, on the right hand side you will see a tab for NSDL GST enrollment. You need to choose the service for which you would like to enroll. For example, if you are a dealer or a TRP or an FC, you need to choose the relevant tab accordingly. Once you enroll, NSDL will approve your registration and will provide you a user ID and password. Using this user ID and password, you can then access the NSDL ASP solution. Before we see the demo of the NSDL eGov ASP solution, we'll quickly take you through the steps involved in the GST returns filing process and explain how the NSDL eGov ASP solution helps to take care of all the steps. As a dealer, TRP and FC, we just explained that you will register online at the NSDL eGov ASP portal. You will create your users after registration. Then you would register your multiple GSTNs under the same user ID and password. The first step would be to upload the sales and purchase invoices using the offline utility which will be provided to you by NSDL eGov. Now the various steps involved in the returns filing process are as follows. The portal will help you to accept your sales and purchase invoices and send it to the GST portal. It will save GSTR1 to the GST system periodically. It will download the summary of GSTR1 and reconcile it for you, and it will generate your dashboard automatically. So all the steps highlighted in red are automatically done by the NSDL eGov ASP portal without any intervention from the user. Only thing which you need to do is submit and file your GSTR1 returns. After this, the portal will download the GSTR2A. It will reconcile the purchase invoices. It will generate alerts for you as well as for the counterparty for the mismatches. Then you need to come and take action on the mismatches. After this, the portal will save the GSTR2 for you automatically. The portal will download the summary of GSTR2 and reconcile it for you. You need to come to the portal and submit and file the GSTR2 returns. The portal will download and update the ledgers for you automatically. You need to utilize your input tax credit. You need to pay tax directly at the GST portal. You need to show the utilization of cash. And the last step is you need to submit and file the GSTR3 returns. These are the steps involved in the GST returns filing process and how the NSDL eGov ASP solution helps you to take care of all these steps. This is a demo of our NSDL ASP solution. What you see is the dashboard. Here on the dashboard on the right hand side you can see the name of your company with which you have registered. On the extreme right hand side you can see all the GSTNs which have been mapped to your user ID and password. So within one user ID and password you can map all the GSTNs associated to the same company. Now we are showing the data for 2 months, that is for the current month and for the compliance month. Within this we have two sections, the sales overview and the purchase overview. The first and foremost step would be to upload the invoices. So using this tab you can upload the invoices. Now for uploading the invoices, NSDL eGov will be providing you a file preparation utility. You can download the invoice file preparation utility from here. You can either key in the invoices to the invoice file preparing utility, or you can even upload a CSV file. Now there are two tabs. Either you can upload a sales file or you can upload a purchase file, and you can also view the status of the files which have been uploaded. Now within sales overview, we have various options. For example, the first option is uploaded to NSDL. As and when you upload the data to NSDL, it will start appearing in this first row. NSDL will push the data to GSTN at regular intervals. As soon as the data is pushed to GSTN, it will start appearing in the next row over here. Any data which is overdue and yet to be uploaded to GSTN will appear in this tab. After upload to GSTN, in case there are some rejections due to some additional validations at GSTN end, they would appear in this tab, that is rejected by GSTN. In a similar way, you can go to the purchase overview. In the purchase overview, once you upload the purchase data to NSDL, which is a value-added service provided by NSDL, you can see the data appearing in the first row. As and when the data is downloaded from GSTN, for whichever data your counterparty had uploaded for you, you will start appearing in the next row. And whichever are the counterparty mismatches, that is a mismatch between the data what you uploaded and the data what has been downloaded from the GSTN portal, it will start appearing in the third row, that is counterparty mismatches. Now we will go to each of these tabs. So I go to sales overview. Within that, we go to upload it to NSDL. Now when you go to upload it to NSDL, this is a GSTR1, that is your sales data. So first you can view and edit the invoices. Within this, we are showing the data under various subheads as per the format specified by GSTN. For example, business to business, or business to consumer large, or business to consumer small, and so on and so forth. Within each of these subheads, you can drill down and view the data at an invoice level. For example, what was the invoice number, invoice date, invoice value, HSN code, and the other relevant data can be seen in this tab. You can also go and view the summary of your sales data. This is a summary which is fetched from the GST portal and it is displayed to you under the various subheads as we just mentioned earlier. Once you are okay with this data, the next step would be to submit this GSTR1. That means you are locking your GSTR1 sales data, and by the 10th of the subsequent month, you need to file your GSTR1. For filing GSTR1, you will click on this tab. Once you click File GSTR1, it will ask you either to use your digital signature in case you are a corporate, or in case you are a proprietor, you can also use your Aadhaar-based e-signature. So Aadhaar-based e-signature is also a value-added feature which is provided by NSDL, and NSDL is one of the empaneled providers for this service. So either you can use your DSC or your Aadhaar-based e-sign to sign your GSTR1 data, and once you sign your data, you can submit it. Once you submit, the data is digitally signed and submitted to GST portal. So this is how you file your GSTR1. Now we'll show you GSTR2, within which the first step is GSTR2A. So now we go to GSTR2A. GSTR2A is your mismatch report. That is the data what you uploaded to the NSDL ASP portal and what the NSDL ASP portal has downloaded for you. That is what your counterparties had uploaded for you. So first and foremost, we show you a mismatch report at an invoice level, that is the invoice number, invoice date, and the GST and counterparty. Whichever invoice details you want to see, you can click on the invoice number. Once you click on the invoice number, it shows you the granular details at an invoice level. That is the mismatch parameters, whether at a quantity level or at an invoice type or invoice value, and your relevant inputs as a dealer and your counterparty inputs. For example, within quantity, if you had mentioned 1000 as the quantity and your counterparty had mentioned 900, it will appear for you as a quantity mismatch and the row would be highlighted in red. Now it is for you to resolve this mismatch, which could be done either through accepting this or through rejecting the mismatch, or you could modify the mismatch, or you could even add a new invoice over here. So this is how you resolve your mismatches for each of the invoices. As soon as you resolve your mismatches, they start becoming part of your GSTR2. Then you can go to GSTR2, which is your match data. First, you can view your invoices under various heads like business to business, or imports of goods, or imports of services, and so on and so forth. And within each of these subheads, you can view the data at an invoice level. As soon as you're okay with this data, you can view the summary. This summary is again the data which has been downloaded from the GST portal, and it is shown under various subheads as we discussed earlier. Now when you're okay with this summary and you want to file this GSTR2, the first step would be to submit this GSTR2, which would log your purchase data, and then you would file your GSTR2 by the 15th of the subsequent month. So now for filing, we'll click on this tab. Once you click, so being a corporate, you are just shown your digital signature, choosing your digital signature. And once you affix your DSC, you can click on submit, after which the data is filed to the GST portal. So now, till now we have seen how you file your GSTR1 and your GSTR2. After this, the next step would be your ledgers. Within ledgers, there are various ledgers. For example, the tax liability ledger, the ITC ledger, the ITC utilization ledger, the cash ledger, and the cash utilization ledger. Within the tax liability ledger, you can see your various liabilities for CGST, SGST, IGST, and cess. And this shows your liability for the compliance month, that is the filing month. So you know that how much tax you need to pay under various subheads. The next ledger which you go to is the ITC ledger. This ledger shows you your input tax credits which are available under CGST, SGST, and IGST. These are the ledgers which have been downloaded from the GST portal, and as soon as you log on to our compliance solution, you can see this on a real-time basis. After this, you need to utilize your ITC. For utilizing your ITC, you need to go to the ITC utilization ledger. Once I go to the ITC utilization ledger, on the left hand side it shows you the ledger balances, and then you can use your CGST, SGST, and IGST as per your requirement. As soon as you fill in this data, you can submit the utilization. Once you submit your utilization, this data is sent to the GST portal and you are shown a success message.